game time in Houston. The Astros hoping their bats warm up in this Texas summer heat, and they put their ace on the mound, Bud Norris, who has proven he'll do anything to protect his home field. Let's get you inside Minute Maid Park. Astros baseball starts right now.
Live from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Comcast Sportsnet brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight it's Game 3 of this 4-game series. The Astros take on the hot Tampa Bay Rays. Good evening, everybody. Bill Brown and Alan Ashby. We've watched back-to-back shutouts by the Tampa Bay Rays by scores of 12-0 and 8-0. The Astros hitters have been working. They had a meeting tonight. Hopefully they'll get some results. But the pitching has been good for Tampa Bay.
Matt Moore and David Price pitching very well. A couple of left-handers obviously catching the Astros at a time where they're not swinging the bats well. And they pitch very well on top of it. So there's a lot of ground to be made up by the offense for the Astros.
Well, Bud Norris is second in worst run support in the American League. He's been pitching well.
June 1st, the last win for Bud. It's gone a long while, and yet, as you say, Brownie, he's pitched very well. And I think club after club would come out acknowledging that Bud Norris has pitched just about as well as anybody they've seen for a while, and yet he has nothing to show for it. Bud Norris, I think, is a guy that is trying to show that he's leading this staff and doing it in the right way, just can't pick up the wins. This year, 5-7, ERA at 3.35, and great numbers right here at home over the last month, even shaving those numbers a bit with that 277 mark.
His mound opponent for Tampa Bay will be a right-hander this time, a veteran, the artist formerly known as Fausto Carmona with Cleveland. Now Roberto Hernandez, 3 years older than he was with Tampa Bay.
Once upon a time, a really good-looking pitcher with the Cleveland Indians. He's hit on hard times in recent years, and this year is one of those years. He's given up a bunch of home runs, 15 already, 2 even in his last start, but that was his best start of the season. That's the one you're looking at against the Toronto Blue Jays. He allowed 3 runs over 8 innings, and a couple of home runs allowed in that ball game as well.
So tough sledding in June with a 5.18 ERA, 1 win and 4 losses, and 5 home runs. That's been a problem for Roberto Hernandez. Now coming up here from Minute Maid Park, Julia Morales has a visit with the all-time Tampa Bay Rays home run leader, who's back in the Astros lineup, Carlos Pena, in just a moment.
Astros hosting the Tampa Bay Rays. The Tampa Bay Rays in Game 3 of a 4-game series. The Rays, a team that Carlos Pena maybe knows a little bit better than the rest of the Astros, his former team. Carlos, thank you for joining us and welcome back. What is this like, facing your old team?
Well, it's definitely a little bit strange. I knew sooner or later it was going to happen. It's nice to see old teammates and to talk to my old manager. And it's something very special about Tampa Bay that I hold very dear to my heart. But you know, I just feel that stage of my career has gone, and now I'm in the right place. You know, so it's kind of cool. You know, evolving as a player, as a man, and I feel like I'm in the right place and the right time playing against my old teammates.
What happened in Tampa Bay while you were there was so much fun to watch, with the franchise growing and then going to the playoffs. Do you see a little bit of what they had over here with the Houston Astros?
I absolutely do. I mean, that's why I'm so passionate about this ball club. You know, obviously I take it day by day. I don't know what the future holds for me, but just to be part of this growth, it's very important to me. I'm very passionate about it. You know, I can see this team going in the right direction. You know, the staff, the front office, you know, the mentality. I can see a culture changing, and at the end of the day, that's what matters. You know, and it will materialize into wins, and it will materialize into you know, championship type ball club. So I just hope that I'm around to see it and to be part of that.
Thank you so much for joining us. All right, Carlos Pena and the Astros trying to break this streak against the Rays. Coming up, first pitch in lineups, Bud Norris going for the Houston Astros.
By Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. It's another sizzling summer day outside. Inside, the air conditioning pumping as Bud Norris warms up to face this Tampa Bay starting lineup as the Astros meet the Rays in Game 3 of a 4-game series. It's Desmond Jennings leading it off in center field. Matt Joyce, who is in the throes of an 0-for-20 slump, is the left fielder. It's Ben Zobrist at second base batting third. The cleanup man is designated hitter Evan Longoria. It's Houstonian James Loney batting fifth at first base, followed by right fielder Will Myers, third baseman Kelly Johnson, catcher Jose Molina, and shortstop Yunel Escobar.
For the Astros on the hill tonight, 28-year-old right-hander Bud Norris, 5-7, 3.35 the ERA. That last start, a very good one in a no-decision cause for Bud against the Angels. 7 innings. Allowed 1 run. It was unearned. Just 4 hits and a walk, 5 strikeouts for Bud as he continues to pitch great baseball, especially right here at Minute Maid Park.
And the Astros have committed 66 errors, hoping to lock down a tight defensive game tonight.
Defensively, it'll be Jason Castro behind the dish. Around the infield, right to left, Brett Wallace, Jose Altuve, Ronnie Cedeno, and Matt Dominguez. In the outfield, Brandon Barnes in center, flanked by J.D. Martinez in right and Chris Carter in left.
The Rays have won 7 of their last 9, and they've allowed only 16 runs during that span. The Astros have lost 5 in a row. They've scored 5 runs total. And now looking to break out. But first, it's Bud Norris trying to hold down the Tampa Bay Rays, who got a run in the first inning last night on their way to an 8-0 win. They got 3 in the third inning Monday night and took that to a 12-0 victory. Jennings with 10 homers, 34 runs batted in, starts the night with a .257 batting average. Jennings has not been leading off most of the season against right-handed pitching. It's usually Matt Joyce, a left-handed batter. But the Rays like his at-bats lately. The discipline he's had in the strike zone, so he gets this assignment against Bud Norris. Right-handed hitters are hitting just .235 against Bud, and his slider can be a real equalizer against right-handed batters. That's cracked on off the glove of the shortstop, Ronnie Cedeno, on through into left field, and that's a hard hit ball, ruled a single for Desmond Jennings.
It's a single because it was hit very sharply, as you say, Brownie, but that's a ball Major League infielders got to make a play on. I mean, it's right at Cedeno. He goes up the ladder, but he gets high enough on the rungs to make the play.
Couldn't hold it, and Jennings, who drove in 4 last night, is aboard. Now Matt Joyce with that 0 for 20. That's the longest current streak for any active position player in the majors. Down to .239 with 14 homers. He's driven in 31. Joyce takes a look at it. It's strike 1 for Norris. Joyce is 0 for 4 in this series. Matt, 28 years old, from Tampa, Florida, 12th round pick in 05, and that was by Detroit. Tampa Bay got him in a trade for Edwin Jackson after the 08 season. Close play at first as Bud guns a throw over to Brett Wallace on Jennings. Jennings has 10 steals in 16 attempts. The Rays are 12th in the American League in stolen bases with 38. He's going. Here's the throw from Castro, and it's right there, but not in time. Very accurate throw, but Jennings gets steal number 11.
Good jump. Not a great jump anywhere ahead of things, but in watching Cedeno take this throw, though a quick tag wouldn't have made any difference, there was no tag until out at the tail end of things. Not sure he handled that ball the way he wanted to.
Matt Joyce with a 1-1 count. Pulls one, and there's a diving play. Wallace can't hold it, though. Now he scrambles and does not make a throw. Wouldn't have had him with the throw. It's an infield single for Joyce. That snaps the 0 for 20 for Joyce. Wallace keeps it on the infield, lays out for it, almost gets it in possession, but it trickled away out of his mitt.
I think human nature would have Bud Norris rather frustrated at this moment as he just gets underway here against Tampa Bay. A couple of balls in the infield, and yet nobody out, and the Rays setting up shop. It's a very nice diving play by Wallace, just can't complete the deal.
First and third, nobody out, and now Benjamin Zobrist. Since 09, he leads the American League in walks with 397. And Zobrist, with the Astros setting up for a double play, has a great RBI opportunity early. That's ball 1 to the former Astro farmhand. 268, 5 homers. He's driven in 43 in a very nice first half for Zobrist in the RBI department. Twice he's driven in 91 in a season. He was an all-star in 09. And that year he hit 27 homers. He belted 20 more last season. Rolled over on that, and he fouled it. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. The Rays are 5th in the American League in runs scored with 398. Their hitting coach is Derek Shelton. You might have seen him on television advertising the speed hitter.
Does he play a hitting coach on television?
He plays a hitting coach on television. And he is a hitting coach.
It's pretty cool when you combine the two.
Eric Shelton says of the speed hitter, you can improve your contact point, your swing path, and your bat speed.
Got to get me one of those. Might be a little late, though.
It's never too late, Ash.
You know, I haven't seen any of the Rays hitters employing that in the on-deck circle.
2 balls and a strike. No, we have not seen that particular device. No. Although it's probably on baseball fields all over the country. Evan Longoria is on deck. Zobrist is 32 years old from Eureka, Illinois. He takes that one. It's a strike. That evens the count at 2-2. Bud Norris is 0-1 in his career against Tampa Bay with a 6.30 earned run average. Zobrist is 1 for 5 against Bud. That one hit was a homer. Bud took a 7-2 loss in 2011 to Tampa Bay. Got a no decision against them back in May of 2010. And the throw goes to first. Joyce has 6 steals in 7 tries. Bull Porter's club hoping to get things reversed, losing 5 in a row. And it's been a rough homestand so far with only 1 win against the St. Louis Cardinals. That's hit in the air to center field, backing up Brandon Barnes. Both runners tag. Barnes will make a throw into second base to try to prevent that advance, and he does as the run scores on a sac fly by Zobrist. 44 runs batted in for Benjamin Zobrist, and a 1-0 Tampa Bay lead with Jennings scoring.
And much better by Brandon Barnes in center field, where we had seen a couple of times last night, maybe not the strongest and most immediate throws from Brandon.
The main objective there, the run was going to score, was to prevent Joyce from advancing to second base, and that throw did that. Now Longoria bats. Longoria, the designated hitter, has been out with a foot problem. 301, 17 homers, 47 runs batted in, a 920 OPS. And Longoria missed 4 games with plantar fasciitis in the right foot. That's ball 1. Longoria really does not like the designated hitter spot, but it allows him to get in the lineup, and it cuts down on the movement.
That plantar fasciitis is a tough injury and not likely to be gone now for Longoria on the season.
That can be a lingering injury. He was 2 for 4 with a walk last night. The runner goes. That's hit in the air to right field. Coming over, J.D. Martinez, and he'll throw back to first base. 2 outs. Joyce gets back. And now it's Loney.
I think Bud Norris needs to take note of the jump there by Longoria, or rather by Zobrist. Now let's try it again. Matt Joyce at first base. Pretty sizable jump.
Yes, it was.
You can watch the high leg kick and good 2-3 strides there before Bud is able to get the pitch headed toward the plate.
Now a sizzling James Loney on a 13-game hitting streak. 316 for the season, 9 homers. He's driven in 42. During his 13-game streak, he's been a 404 hitter. Only had a pair of hits last night. He's 3 for 7 with 2 runs batted in the first 2 games of this series. He leads the American League hitters in batting average on the road, 367. Strike to Loney. Loney's hit lefties exceptionally well too. On the road 367, at home 267.
It's funny when you look at that ballpark in St. Pete, it looks like a hitter's haven.
Well, it's his first year with Tampa Bay, so maybe he's acclimatizing himself to Tropicana Dome. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tropicana Field it is, right?
Tropicana Field, yeah.
With The array tank out in center field. There's pitching coach Jim Hickey, former Astros pitching coach.
You know when you've gotten there, the roof looks like it's at a terrible angle to the ballpark.
Runner goes, bouncer to shortstop. He's right there at second base. Cedeno with a forced play on Joyce. It's 1 run, 2 hits, and a man left. After 1/2 inning, Rays 1, Astros coming up. Altuve second base, Brett Wallace first base, Jason Castro catcher, Chris Carter left field. Carlos Pena returning to the lineup, the designated hitter, batting fifth. In right field, J.D. Martinez. In center, Brandon Barnes. At third, Matt Dominguez. The shortstop, Ronnie Cedeno.
On the mound for Tampa Bay, some call him Roberto Hernandez, at least these days. 4.9 on the year, 4.98 the ERA. He's 32 years of age. Opponent's batting average against it, 277. Pretty even, right-handers and left-handers. Big number, those 15 home runs allowed.
Altuve with a broken bat, flares one to left. Yunel Escobar gives way, and there's a sliding catch by Matt Joyce. Good play by Joyce for the first out.
When Escobar hears the call from Joyce, shortstop just sprints to his left to get out of the way, and Joyce doesn't know at that point if he's going to have a collision or not. He wisely goes into the slide and comes up with the play. That's just one of those tough areas for the defense, and handled well by Tampa Bay.
That's out number 1, and Brett Wallace will come up next with a 114 batting average, 1 homer, 5 runs batted in. Ball 1 to Brett. The left-hander on the mound last night, and a very difficult left-hander, David Price. Brett was not in the lineup. And the night before, another difficult left-hander, Matt Moore, was a starter.
You saw the comments, Brownie, from David Price. He felt like it was as good as he's thrown on the hill any time in his career.
Yeah.
I think that's rather impressive that he felt that way.
It really is impressive. So Wallace gets back in against the right-hander. Good changeup, and that's been a staple for Roberto Hernandez. He's from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic.
Looked a lot like that Fausto Carmona changeup.
He does resemble that player. That's a line shot left field. Joyce over and catches that sinking liner. That ball was hit on the button by Wallace. Looks like a different player since he came back.
Sure does.
Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. 2 outs, and it's Jason Castro, the batter now.
What do you tell Brett Wallace after that at bat?
Good job.
Keep swinging it just like that.
Yep. Well done. You need to find a hole. Jason Castro at 265 with 11 homers, has 27 runs batted in. Castro is 2 for 17 on this homestand with a homer. That's in tight for ball 1. Hernandez is 1-5 on the road with a 5.93 ERA. His last start was a week ago, a 3-0 loss to Toronto in St. Petersburg. Drops that in for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Talking about that Brett Wallace at bat. Watch how he finishes this pitch, sinking out over the plate, and look how the body stays through the pitch. That's beautifully done, and probably one of the big reasons why Brett Wallace hits the ball so well toward left center and left field.
2 balls and a strike to Castro. He's second among American League catchers in homers with 11.
There's that conversation that goes on in the dugout. Another left-hand hitter wants to line up and find out exactly what he was seeing.
That's a shot, but that's a line out. Tough luck for Astros hitters. A play by Joyce on a flare, and then 2 line outs, and it's 1-0 Tampa Bay after 1.
Dollar Dog Day at Minute Maid Park. Watch the Astros face off against the Seattle Mariners at 7:10 and enjoy $1 hot dogs all game long. Top it off with post-game fireworks. Call 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit astros.com to get your tickets now. And that's going to lead us to our Geico quote of the game. It is from Humphrey Bogart. You know the one I'm talking about. A hot dog at the ballpark beats roast beef at the Ritz, guys.
Here's looking at you, kid. Have you had the opportunity to sample a hot dog here in this ballpark, Julia?
Here, yes. Very good hot dogs at this ballpark. You know, there's a really good hot dog, if you call it a hot dog, it's called the Boomstick at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington that I'm looking forward to try as well.
Maybe Ash will partake of one of those.
If I could get Julia to just help out a little bit.
To share.
The Boomstick, huh?
The Boomstick.
And,
named after Nellie Cruz over there.
Oh, yeah. And then you'll have Jeff Blum in the mix, too. He'll go for one.
Oh, I'm sure. I'll bring a couple up.
Now we're talking.
Jeff Blum unleashed, returning to the airwaves Friday night in Arlington. It's been a while for Jeff. Will Myers swings at the slider. There's strike 1 to the rookie at 290 with 3 homers, 11 runs batted in.
Will Myers not happy with that swing.
Can't say I blame him, but he hasn't seen Bud before, and that's a sharp breaking, late breaking slider. So that's going to happen the first time around, isn't it? A few times until you can get a feel for a guy.
I think so, and a lot of times you'll see those check swings come because you start to swing at what you think is a fastball and you get something else. It was kind of intriguing watching Myers. He just went ahead with the swing.
Bud drives him back off the plate, and I think he might have been looking outside for that slider, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Good time to come in.
You know, it's noteworthy that Will Myers is hitting tonight in the 6th spot for Tampa Bay. Joe Madden just doesn't have any fear about slotting a guy, a rookie, a youngster. This guy is a youngster in the heart of the order.
In the air, and the right fielder just short of the warning track. JD Martinez takes care of out number 1. Yeah, he's giving him that responsibility of driving in runs.
You hear it all the time. You want to put guys where they're comfortable. I'll tell you where you're comfortable. Yeah. You're comfortable where you feel like your ego is being best massaged.
Okay.
I think anybody would like to step in and hit third. Everybody knows they may not be qualified for that.
Kelly Johnson at 238 with 11 homers, has driven in 39. He is 2 for 5 in this series. That's strike one for Bud. Bud has been among the tough luck pitchers in baseball this year, with run support averaging 2.94, second lowest in the American League. It's 1-1. At home, his ERA is 2.38 this year. He's just put together a really good long string of starts now.
He hasn't let anything bother him in terms of the work he's put on the field.
That's off the plate, and it's 2-1.
Right from the start this year, will you be the #1 starter? Well, he won that, and then all the talk about will you be traded? How's it going to work out this year? And stories that have evolved from that over the course of the season has not impacted him negatively at all.
3-1 to Johnson. Kelly yesterday had only his second multi-hit game since the start of June. He's hit just 125 in his last 24 games, going 10 for 80. Molina on deck. Foul back, and it's 3-2 now to Johnson.
Kelly Johnson, one of those left-hand hitters who can take you deep all over the ballpark, but especially left field. He's got that type of power.
The Rays have won 7 straight games here at Minute Maid Park. That's a walk to Johnson. First of the night for Norris. It's 33 walks for Bud this season in 103 innings. He's kept that under control. Jose Molina, who hit 283 in the month of June with a 377 on base average, is the #8 hitter. Molina got the call last night, and he came through with a double and a walk, scoring 2 runs. 259 for the season, 1 homer. He's driven in 8. He caught that game by David Price. That was a gem. Price went 7 innings, gave up 3 hits, no runs, no walks, struck out 10 through 70 pitches in 7 innings. Runner going. Here's a throw from Castro to Cedeno, and safe. A stolen base for Johnson, #7.
Yeah, Bud's going to have to watch the jumps on him tonight. Kelly Johnson is not a burner, but he's a guy like the Rays players that will try to pick up a jump and steal a bag. And I think Joe Madden probably feels like his boys can pick up the stolen base tonight the way the game has started. See that tag coming down? That's not that snap tag that you want to see at the front side of the bag.
Molina lays off the slider, and it's 1-1 to Jose. The Rays have stolen 2 bases. Jennings stole second, came around to score on a sac fly. 40 steals, only 18 caught stealing for Tampa Bay this year. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. In the power department, they are, well, in pretty good shape in homers. 96, 3rd in the American League. And they've hit 33 in the last 25 games, with their opponents belting only 16. So a good balance of home runs over their opponents' homers for the Rays lately.
It's really been the difference offensively for Tampa Bay this year, the home run.
It's true with a lot of teams this year. 3-1 now to Molina.
Rays in recent seasons had pitched so well and just not scored a lot of runs, and yet found ways to win. But they picked up that power side of the game this year.
Molina has started now 47 times in 85 games at catcher, sharing this spot with Jose Lobaton. Lobaton caught Monday night, and he had 3 hits. And Matt Moore pitched a fine game that night, 7 shutout innings. Fly ball center field. Barnes tracking it in, and it's out, #2. Well, the Astros feel like they've seen two really outstanding left-handers back to back in Moore and Price. And Tampa Bay looking strong in the AL East, just 5.5 behind Boston at 45-39. And looking at this stretch of games now up to the All-Star break is a chance to maybe get a little bit closer. Norris has 2 outs. Jose Altuve comes in to talk with him. It's Yunel Escobar coming up to hit ninth. There's a look at the AL East. The Orioles have fallen 3.5 back, and they're starting pitching, causing them to make a deal with the Cubs yesterday to pick up Scott Feldman. The Rays there 5.5 back. Then it's the Yankees 6 behind, and the Blue Jays 9 games back.
Orioles genuinely need help with that pitching.
Escobar takes ball 1. Escobar with 6 homers, 33 runs batted in, carries a .243 batting average. And he was very good in the field last night. Made a terrific play from the hole at shortstop. He is 1 for 7 with an RBI in this series.
Great tools defensively. Terrific throwing arm.
Fouls it back, and it's 1-1.
It's one of those guys that's maybe a little oversized as a shortstop. Big, strong kid. But that throwing arm makes up for any deficiencies he might have with that size.
He's listed at 6'2". Hey, big holiday coming up tomorrow. They're all ready.
I'm going to hang around tomorrow evening, have a little barbecue in the backyard.
We've got to get a couple of those hats for tomorrow, Ash.
You want to come on over?
Absolutely. What time? Oh, wait a minute. You've got a flight to catch.
Oh, you're going to let technicalities get in the way.
You've got a game Friday night in Arlington, Texas.
Come and join in.
You and Julia Blummer. Those, what you call it, boomsticks?
Yeah.
What are the hot dogs called up there?
I don't know if she said boomsticks or broomsticks.
I don't know what she said.
I'd like to go on up there and have the club take a broom with them.
Are you looking to sweep the Rangers, Julia, or what were
Boomstick.
Boomsticks.
Nelson Cruz calls his bat boomstick.
I see.
I know that they say boomstick when he hits a home run. I'm not sure if that's the name of his bat, but yes, boomstick.
And
gee, that sounds tasty.
Yeah.
What's scary is how big the hot dog is.
Okay. They struck him out looking. And that's number 1 for Bud tonight. It's no runs, no hits, and a man stranded. And it's 1-0 Rays after 1.5.
On CSN, Chevy Hometown Kids, where it's not about the score, but the experience. Brownie, the boomstick, is a foot-long hot dog. It's $26, and it's got everything you can dream of.
$26.
$26?
26.
We're not springing for that. Chris Carter takes strike one.
That better be made out of prime rib.
It's got everything on it. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to try to finish the whole thing.
$26. It had better have some chocolate on it. Oh, we're not going for it. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes to Chris Carter.
That devolved into chocolate on your hot dog. I can't believe that.
That's more than the prime rib at the Ritz. It's 1-2.
Leave it to Julia to find the most expensive hot dog on earth.
Oh, yeah. She will search out and find the delicacies in these various ballparks. Jeff Blum will go for one of those. He likes to spend $26 on a hot dog.
I've heard of absurdities.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Plummer's probably waiting for you guys right now.
I think he got in a couple of days early doing his calisthenics and ready to go.
He hasn't worked a game in what, 3 weeks or so?
Rub it in.
Whoa, that's up around the head of Carter. And now it's a full count.
Yeah, this fastball just gets away in these guys that are sinker ballers that sometimes have the ball not so much sink but run into the right-hand hitters. When it's up, very dangerous.
And that was expressed as a mild concern for Hernandez tonight, pitching for the first time in 1 week. Sometimes a sinker ball pitcher doesn't feel that he has that touch and feel as if he had the 4 days rest instead of 6.
Always been talked about as too strong.
Carter hits one high to left field, and this game is tied at 1. Chris Carter unloading number 16 for the club leader, giving him 41 runs batted in, and the drought is broken. 22 innings without a run, and now the Astros are on the board in a 1-1 game.
Now, as a hitter, you can't be too strong, and this was a sample of what Chris Carter kind of teases with every now and then, and he's done it, like you say, 16 times. Good stuff. Takes that good sinker down around the knees.
You know, that was impressive, Ash, after that pitch up and in.
Yep.
That he stayed down on that.
Nice when you can respond that way after a brushback pitch.
Okay, take that. And now Carlos Pena. Pena hits one to center field. That backs up Jennings. It's out number 1. Carlos just returning. He's been away in the Dominican Republic. There was a death in the family. And Carter and Will Porter have a moment there as the game is tied at 1. Pena hits the next pitch in the air, and now it's J.D. Martinez batting. J.D. was saying that he thought for him, Matt Moore, who pitched Monday night, was tougher than David Price last night. J.D. 1 for 3 in last night's game. But he said Moore was tough for him to pick up Monday night. Ball 1. Moore had a good changeup going. 1 ball, 1 strike, 245 for J.D. 7 homers. He's driven in 30.
I thought that was the big thing with Matt Moore. His fastball was a little short of his very best, but his changeup was exceptionally good.
1-2 now.
David Price also maybe a little short of his very best. Maybe 97, 98 miles an hour on occasions for David Price last night. I think it hit 96 a time or 2, but he said he felt as good as ever.
Hernandez had some action, and he got a strikeout. That ball dipping down and in, and a strikeout number 1 of the night for him. Now Brandon Barnes comes up with a .256 average. Brandon has 3 homers. He's driven in 17 runs. Brandon 0 for 5 in this series. 4 for 20 on the homestand. Little nubber goes to third. There's a throw to first by Kelly Johnson. And after the home run by Carter, Hernandez gets the next 3. It's tied at 1 after 2.
Back Saturday, July 20th. The Astros take on the Mariners at 6:10 p.m. with an inspirational post-game concert that's featuring 10th Avenue North. Your game ticket is also your ticket to the concert. Don't let that bad boy get away. Call 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit Astros.com to get your tickets today.
Who knows? Maybe King Felix is pitching that night for the Mariners. That's the 20th. And we look forward to it. The Astros have a road trip to make after the finale of this homestand tomorrow. Going to 3 cities, then the All-Star break.
Iwakuma has been one of the big studs there.
Well, that's true. He really has. Desmond Jennings opened the game with a hit. It was a line drive off the glove of Ronnie Cedeno. Then he stole second and came around to score. He gets a slider, and it's strike 1 to Jennings. Bud Norris is 33 and 44 in his major league career. That's in for strike 2. Bud was out with the group called the Candlelighters the other night. And he has affiliated with that charity this year for several events. Some meet and greets at the ballpark, golf tournament, things of that nature for families dealing with cancer. That's up, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count for Bud Norris.
We've talked about Bud Norris and how good he has been at home. And it's been a season and a half now that Bud has been among the leaders in pitching at home. See that changeup, great angle there from behind. Bud Norris stacks in very well, thank you, in terms of what guys have done at home. Matt Harvey, just a rookie this year, but well, he's been dominant, 179, followed by Clayton Kershaw, who had another big one last night. Bud Norris and Iwakuma, we were just talking about it.
Barnes in center takes care of out number 1. Kershaw was very good last night. And now the Dodgers are right back in the mix. And for that matter, the Angels have regrouped as well.
Brandon Barnes continues to get good jumps in center field. No questions about the defense. Will he be able to swing enough bat to be out there on a daily basis?
Matt Joyce is next. Joyce with the infield hit in the first. Diving stop by Brett Wallace, but Joyce was able to reach on it to snap his 0 for 20. That's a part of the process for the Astros here in 2013. They want to find out about Brandon Barnes. They want to find out about other players as well. And as Bo Porter said the other day when he was asked about now Ronnie Cedeno moves to his left at shortstop. He was asked about Jake Elmore, who started a few games at shortstop. He said, we're not wishy-washy about committing. When we say we're going to play a player, we're not going to back off after a couple of games. Ball 1 to Joyce. And it's in for a strike. It's 1-1. Elmore not playing tonight, but he had played, I believe, the 4 previous games at shortstop. Justin Maxwell is going to head out on a 1-game minor league rehab assignment. He'll accompany the team to Arlington, Texas tomorrow after the game, and then probably Sunday go play in a minor league game and be set to go for the opener in St. Louis, hopefully Tuesday night in that 2-game series. Fly ball right field. JD headed back. Warning track catch, 2 outs. Well, Justin is feeling very much better. He is no longer suffering the effects of that slight concussion.
Looks like that fastball from Norris got in on the hands just a hair. Just enough to keep this ball from sailing out of here.
Now Zobrist is the batter. Zobrist hit a sac fly in the first inning. So this trip that starts after the game tomorrow will be a battle of the Ryans, you might say. Nolan versus Reed. Astros and Rangers over the weekend.
I hope we see some arm wrestling.
Popped up. Castro behind the dish. And it may have hit something up on the roof. the way they responded, they being the home plate umpire Bob Davidson and Castro, it looked as if that ball took a sharp turn based on hitting something. And if it hits something in foul territory, it is not in play. That's why Jason didn't go over and try to catch it. If it hits the roof above fair territory, it is in play.
And there's a little bit of your something up there that balls tend to hit.
It's way up. And this one goes to shallow left. Ronnie Cedeno back. Norris has a 1-2-3 third inning, and it's 1-1.
Extra mile index. Talking about third basemen and their abilities to drive in runs. Of course, Miguel Cabrera is going to lead in that category. But then you get back to the mere mortals on that list, and Matt Dominguez fares quite well with his 44 ribbies. One in front of Evan Longoria, who has spent some time on the DL this year, but a great run producer for Tampa Bay.
Dominguez leads it off in the home third. It's a 1-1 game. Takes that pitch for strike one. Matt with 11 homers, 44 runs batted in, has a .226 average. Trying to snap it 0 for 19 now. And he said he's just trying to do the same thing in terms of preparation for ball games as when he's going well.
He always seems so nonplussed.
Yeah.
Whether positively or negatively. Can he be plussed negatively? I guess you can, at least in the context of this statement. But yeah, he just never looks like anything's impacting him.
If you plug your finger in a socket, you can be plussed. Ground ball to shortstop. Escobar. One down. And that's the kind of thing Hernandez would like to ride. That sinker with the ground balls. Quite a bit tonight, no doubt. Ronnie Cedeno comes up next. Yeah, Matt does keep it on an even keel very well. The Astros hitters were in a meeting today before batting practice. Cedeno at .232 has 1 homer, 12 runs batted in. Some of the coaches were in there with them. And it's kind of tough to say, well, you know, we've been shut out back to back, and put a whole lot of blame on the hitters because of the way Matt Moore threw the ball and David Price threw the ball, but they may have been unhappy with some approaches here and there.
Yeah, I think you have to pick your times. Of course, it has been a rough slide recently offensively for the club.
In the air, and the first baseman comes over. Loney into foul territory. For out number 2.
Of course, let's be honest, Roberto Hernandez allegedly has not been mowing down hitters this year.
No.
And so, yeah, you'd love to see on a night like this where the bats have a chance against somebody, to see that chance come to fruition.
Batting average against him is .277. He's given up 99 hits and 21 walks in 90 innings. He's had some traffic. Decent strikeout numbers. He's had some good seasons with Cleveland. 2 outs now, and it's Altuve. He hit a little pop up, caught by a sliding choice in left field. Strike one to Jose. Well, the Rays, with their 12-0 win Monday and 8-0 win last night, have outscored the Astros coming into this game 20-0. Out hit them 29-6. They have never posted 3 straight shutouts and won't do that this time either. But it's only the 5th time in the last 25 years that a team has won back-to-back shutouts by 8 or more runs against the same opponents. Hadn't happened since 2010 when the Brewers beat the Pirates 8-0 and 20-0.
You got stats for everything.
Everything. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I was asking Jose Altuve about the Astros' newest acquisition. He's from Venezuela. Ronald Torres from the Cubs. Off the glove of Hernandez. That slows it down. That means Altuve will reach with an infield single for Jose Altuve.
You see Altuve there after getting by the bag, both hands kind of going up like, really, is that what it takes to finally get a knock? Sometimes it can feel so easy, and other times just near impossible. And this is a play that really Hernandez likely should have made. He's frustrated with himself. Altuve couldn't be more pleased.
Yeah.
At that point, you're sniffing it. You feel like you got it. Oh, boy. Really? Thank you.
There's a board for Brett Wallace, who lined out to the left fielder. Infield is shifted around, playing Wallace to pull. The toss goes over. Altuve is 7th in steals with 18 in the American League. He's been caught 5 times. Hernandez had a 19-8 season with the Tribe in 07. Had a 3.06 ERA that year, worked 215 innings. There goes the runner, Altuve. Here's the throw from Molina right in front of the bag, and the tag. And they get him. The crowd booing that call at second base by John Hirschbeck, but Altuve has gone down from 2-6. No runs a hit, nobody left, and after 3, it's tied at 1.
Afternoon against the Rays at 1:10. Get here early for a special pregame military parade. Call 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit astros.com to get your tickets now, guys.
Sharp looking hats, Julia. This guy's in preparation for tomorrow, Independence Day. Martina McBride will be singing that song at Eleanor Tinsley Park when you guys are flying up to Arlington. Here's the missed call at second base on the steal by Jose Altuve that was ruled a caught stealing by John Hirschbeck.
Well, look, even if the glove had touched Jose on the knee area, the foot's already on the bag. It's I don't know. That didn't even look good with that effort to kind of reach with the tag. Hard to figure.
Not sure about his positioning there, whether he had a good view of that. Evan Longoria takes strike one. Longoria hit a fly ball to right field, and Hirschbeck might have been blocked by Escobar from seeing that play better. Slider comes in for a strike. That makes it 0-2 for Bud Norris. Bud has thrown 46 pitches, 27 have been strikes.
I've always wondered why the infield side was where umpires like to be on that call at second base. When if you're on the outfield side, you can use your feet a little bit and get in a better position.
I think so. Struck him out. That's number 2 for Bud. One reason given is well, on the outfield side, an umpire stands a risk of being hit by the baseball.
But Norris has seen his fastball improve with success here month to month. April, 353 batting average against, 292 in the month of May, and here in June, just 218. He has spotted it so well, keeping it down on the corners, and the other pitches have been better, and those, of course, will make the fastball better.
James Loney looks at ball one. Loney bounced into a force play in the first inning. Norris misses there, running it away from him, and it's a 2-0 count for Loney. Detroit leads at Toronto at 6-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. With Max Scherzer on the mound, Mr. Undefeated, Mr. 12-0. 5 innings of 2-hit shutout ball for Scherzer. 2-1.
Mr. Justin Verlander's understudy. Bud finding the outside edge here. He's getting a lot of running action on that fastball.
He is. That's lined over Altuve into right field. Loney has a 14-game hitting streak now, turning on that pitch for hit number 3 for Tampa Bay.
Sure saw this slider well.
Toyota brings us trivia. Toyota, let's go places. Offers this question: who was the first Tampa Bay player to be named American League Player of the Week? Carlos Pena.
Sounds like that could be a pretty solid pick.
We'll see. Probably not. Will Myers is the batter. Myers hit a fly ball pretty deep to right field in the 2nd inning. And shoots this one out to left field. Carter over a few steps. And Carter makes the catch. Here's the tag at first. He gets it back in. And Loney returns to first on out number 2.
I'm being led to believe that this person in question, first Ray or Devil Ray to be a Player of the Week ever, is a member of our current front office, huh?
That's out number 2. And now it's Kelly Johnson. Johnson walked and stole a base in the 2nd inning. That's ball 1. Enos Cabell. No, just kidding.
Actually, I was asking myself, was Enos ever a member of that club?
No, he wasn't.
Let's see.
Cheo Cruz.
Another great pick.
1 ball, 1 strike to Johnson. That's a good question, huh?
Have you got it?
No.
Player personnel.
Quentin McCracken.
Wow. You are just too good.
Swing and a miss. 1-2 to Johnson. Toyota will tell us the answer to this trivia question. The first Tampa Bay player to be named American League Player of the Week. Quentin McCracken, April 5th, 1998. That was their first week as a franchise, wasn't it? Fly ball, foul.
I think they were packing them in at the time.
Wow.
Playing winning baseball. Looked like the Colorado Rockies had the poor choice going to the Rockies at the time. Looked like Tampa Bay was going to be the team that was going to draw like crazy, and didn't quite work out that way.
No, it did not. You know, they had the stadium in place before they got the team. That's in the dirt. And a check swing call makes it 2-2.
The Giants, who wind up in Pac-Bell or multiple names through the years, were the team that was trying to go to Tampa.
Yes.
Oh, what a mistake that would have been.
That might not have worked out too well for them.
Of course, they were playing in the stick in San Francisco, and that weather just did not permit for good crowds.
Bouncer, and Altuve to his left, spins and throws on over to Wallace. No runs, a hit, and the man left. Middle of the fourth inning. Rays won, Astros won. Brought to you by Jack in the Box. Now's your chance to go big at Jack in the Box. Try Jack's Big Stack Burger. 2 jumbo beef stack patties stacked with onion rings, cheese, and pickles. Downtown Houston, about to be vacated for some vacation time. July 4th coming tomorrow. Big day at the ballpark here. The finale of this homestand. Jordan Lyles and Chris Archer get it started. 12:30 for Astros Live pregame tomorrow. Brett Wallace lined out to left, and now he bounces one to first. Loney takes it to the bag. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's the 4th first pitch out for Hernandez. He's had that sinker going on some ground balls lately. Got the ball up a little bit in the first inning, but 2 line drives were caught. Then Carter tagged him for a homer in the second to tie it. Now it's Jason Castro. He lined to short in the first. The Brewers are, well, they beat the Nationals today 4-1, so they're enjoying that. Kyle Loesch won his 4th, beating Ross Detweiler. He's 2-7 now. Anthony Rendon hit his 2nd home run for the Nats. There's strike 1. Nationals are playing .500 ball, but Atlanta is setting a pretty good pace in the AL East. NL East rather, with a 7-game lead over Washington coming into today. It's 1-1. So the Brewers apparently are going to be sellers, maybe big time sellers, but Ryan Braun's on the disabled list right now, and evidently they will not be entertaining offers for Mr. Carlos Gomez and a few other players. 1-2. I would think they'd want to keep Jonathan Lucroy.
Done a nice job behind the plate and with the bat. And Carlos Gomez, maybe one of the more impressive players we've watched this year.
Yes. Max effort guy.
Yep. Max effort, and it comes with results. A lot of max effort guys are guys that kind of hang around because of the max effort, and the results aren't quite good enough.
Castro takes, and it's up for ball 2. Pirates 4, Phillies 2, top of the 6th at PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Pedro Alvarez hit his 21st. Castro, that was right in his wheelhouse, and he fouled it. Still 2-2 to Jason. Left-handed hitters are hitting 25 points higher against Hernandez, but they've done a lot of the damage with the 11 of the 16 homers hit off him by the lefties. That's Jeff Locke going tonight for the Pirates. John Lannon for the Phillies. Foul ball. Well, apparently those deals might have been shaking loose some other deals now to come. There are lots of trade rumors out there at the moment. Could be an early trade season this year from what some of the stories are reporting. Sometimes it gets to be fiercely competitive in terms of teams in the division making trades. Well, if our nearest competitor made a deal, maybe we should make a deal. 3-2 and that kind of thing.
Pretty good effort here by Hernandez, trying to find the inside corner. Has that running action, but leaves it a bit in.
Padres and Red Sox in that great interleague battle are tied 1-1 in the 6th. Driven to center field. Jennings backing. Those longtime fierce rivals from both coasts trying to beat each other's brains out. And here is tonight's Dunkin' Donuts high energy play. And it's Chris Carter putting a fierce swing on a pitch.
Got that fastball down around the knees. Put a little elevation on it. Chris Carter, 16 bombs on the year. 229 batting average. How's that all play out?
Well, he scored 34 runs. Carter taking that pitch just past the halfway point of the season. He's driven in 41, 318 on base average, 444 slugging percentage, 36 walks, 115 strikeouts. If you want the whole package on Chris Carter.
Well, I was actually just kind of doing a comparison, trying to figure out at what point are you satisfied. Now, Pedro Alvarez, you mentioned his 21st home run for the Pirates tonight. He's gotten hot and raised his batting average now to 244, 21 dingers. Are the Pirates, first place club, happy with a guy playing at third base, hitting 244 that has 21 dingers?
Line shot. Whoa! That almost knocked Johnson over. Kelly Johnson staggered, and he caught that liner. Carter ripping it right at the third sacker for out number 3. And through 4 now, it's still tied at 1.
And it says, congrats to Jared Cosart and Jason Stoffel for making the Pacific Coast League All-Star team. That's from CC Hooks. And it is a big congratulations. The guys have been doing a terrific job on the minor league level. Jared Cosart, one of those arms we got to see Brownie back in the spring, and a very impressive arm it is.
Electric arm. He's 7-4 with a 2.98 ERA. Stoffel is 2-0 in relief with a 1.89 ERA for Jason Stoffel. Yeah, congrats to both of those guys. Headed for all-star appearances, hopefully. Let's see if they get in the game or not. It's a 1-1 ball game here now in the 5th inning, and here's Molina. Jose taking strike one from Bud Norris. That's his 59th pitch of the game. Alex Rodriguez out on an injury rehab assignment for the Charleston River Dogs.
Didn't go so well in game one.
He was what, 0 for 2?
0 for 2, and you know, shouldn't really say that. It's not like that's an ender for A-Rod, but did have a called out strikeout in the ball game. Said he felt good. It was wonderful to get back out there. All the usual statements.
Oh, Bud Norris is low bridged by that one, and he might have been nicked by that line drive. He took his cap off and looked over at the bench, indicated that he was all right. Close shave for Bud Norris as that hot shot liner went on through into center field.
Was he indicating right there that the ball tipped the glove?
It might have.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Wow. That is a scary moment for any pitcher. At that point, you just don't know. I would imagine you start anticipating your head getting hit.
Well, it might have grazed him.
He made a little indication like he touched the glove, as if maybe the ball had only touched the leather of the glove. I hope that's the case.
Well, the way he jerked his cap off might make you think that that ball grazed his head on the way by. Escobar with a one-hopper going foul. But nobody came out to examine him, so maybe not. There's strike one to Escobar. But he quickly seemed to be reassuring the bench that he was fine.
Watch this ball go by, and man,
you know,
I always worry about pitchers turning their head like that and exposing the temple area.
Oh yeah,
such a dangerous moment that comes up.
Yeah, that can be very dangerous. The appeal went to first. Check swing call by Jim Reynolds. 1-1 on Escobar. Well, if A-Rod hits a home run for the Charleston River Dogs, you can just see that call, that radio call coming right now, can't you? It's an A-bomb for A-Rod in A-ball.
John Sterling on the call.
Strike makes it 1-2.
Yeah, they don't have the Giambino on the Yankees anymore, do they?
I don't think so. He's with Cleveland now.
Yeah, I think so. Well, they got a lot of great calls. That's one way of putting it, I guess.
In the dirt, and it's 2-2. Edinson Volquez is pitching for the Padres in Boston against John Lester, and that game's tied 1-1 at the end of 6. Diamondbacks and Mets are delayed by rain at Citi Field in New York. The Diamondbacks have not had a win from a starting pitcher in 24 games. And they're playing against Matt Harvey tonight. Foul back. Matt Harvey, now the game is underway and no score. Harvey has been absolutely magnificent. He might be the starter in the All-Star game at Citi Field, in fact. Could be Patrick Corbin also of Arizona. But Harvey is on a target to pitch something like 240 innings at this pace. And the Mets are going to have to shut him down at some point if he continues at this pace, it would appear.
I think you need to double check that. You're talking about the Arizona Diamondbacks, the first place Diamondbacks.
Yeah, no win from a starting pitcher in 24 games.
It's hard to believe.
It really is hard to believe. 3-2 the count. Randall Delgado is pitching for the D-backs tonight in New York. Homer Bailey with a big no-hitter last night. Runner going, and there's a swing and a miss, and the throw, and they've got all kinds of time here to get the very slow Molina. And that's a caught stealing. Is Castro hurt? He's walking around behind the plate as if he's hurt.
There are occasions on that throw down to second base where you might get a piece of the bat, or I wonder, just a piece of the body maybe of Escobar, leading to hurting the arm a bit.
Molina thrown out from 2-4 on a caught stealing. Yeah, Castro's hurting.
I don't know if we can see that one more time. I'm wondering if that bat could have come around and hit Castro in the hip area.
Yeah, I was watching for that, and it appeared it might have, but I couldn't tell.
Because
ball went to Jennings.
The way he was grimacing, it gave me the impression the left hip could be in question.
Yeah.
And it could have been right there.
I think it was.
I think he got waffled maybe below the hip.
Yep. Well, that was a double play from 2-4. Now a strike. That's the third strikeout for Norris. So a dangerous inning here. Norris almost grazed by that Molina line drive, and then Castro apparently hit by the bat of Escobar. 70 pitches for Bud. That's a good looking slider. 1-2.
Tell you what, Jason Castro did very well on this throw to second base as he left it up for his infielder to handle nicely, with the slow-footed Molina heading on down to the bag.
Norris throws it, it's ball 2. Bud's average fastball velocity has been 92.5 or above in 6 of his last 7 starts. And that's up consistently from earlier this year. He's allowed only 2 homers in his last 8 starts. And he has not given up a home run to a right-handed batter this year. 3-2.
You know, that last stat you mentioned I find remarkable as well. All of the home runs by left-hand hitters, and you would think somewhere along the line a right-hand hitter who you're going to see more of is going to have a chance to drive one out.
Yes. That is just wide for ball 4, and Jennings takes a walk. Second walk of the night for Bud Norris.
Tries to find the knees with that fastball. It sinks just a hair too much.
Matt Joyce is the batter. He got the infield hit. Brett Wallace diving to stop it on the infield, but Joyce reached on that in the first inning. Hit a fly ball to right his second time up.
There we see a little slide step from Bud. Too much activity going on the bases.
2 steals tonight. There have been 9 steals against Bud this season in 13 tries. 14 now after this inning. Throw over to first.
I believe, if I'm recalling right, there have been 4 runners in motion tonight. There's 1 thrown out there, Molina.
Sounds about right. That's high for a ball. It's 1-1. Orioles 2, White Sox 2. They're in the bottom of the 7th at U.S. Cellular. Guess who hit his 32nd home run, Ash?
Well, let me guess. Does it the initial CD by any chance?
That works. Chris Davis.
He's one of many that have a chance for 32 tonight.
In the dirt, Wallace comes up with him.
He's been astounding.
Scott Feldman is making his Baltimore debut tonight. He's already out of the game. 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs allowed. No walks, 6 strikeouts. He threw 98 pitches. So a very successful debut for Feldman. Baltimore put him right in the thick of things after trading for him from the Cubs yesterday. Victor Santiago starting for the White Sox. He's pitching well. It's 2-1. Jake Peavy might be changing uniforms. White Sox seem to be backing up the truck, according to many reports. Gordon Beckham hit his first home run of the year.
think the White Sox actually thought they were going to be pretty good this year.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. That's a ball, and it's 3-1.
When you've got Chris Sale leading that rotation, you've got a genuine ace. And I don't think every team by any means has a genuine ace, but he is one. That kind of a group that's been together for a while, thought they could score some runs. They've been miserable offensively.
Sure have. That's a walk to Joyce. And now consecutive walks bring up Zobrist. 3 bases on balls in this game for Norris. Zobrist hit a sac fly in the first. He popped up in the third. Marlins lead the Braves 4-2. They're in the top of the 8th in Atlanta. Justin Ruggiano hit his 12th home run for Miami, and Brian McCann, number 10 for Atlanta. Now Doug Brocail's going to come out. Nobody warming up in the bullpen. He may have seen something on these back-to-back walks by Norris that he wants to impart. 79 pitches for Bud.
Looks like that conversation begins with comments to Jason Castro, and may have simply been saying, "You all right?" But yeah, I think that when you don't initially talk to the pitcher, you're probably just trying to buy some time and eventually say, "No, just settle back into what we've been working on." That session in between starts is what's referred back to many times by coaches when they come out.
4 2/3 innings for Bud. He's allowed 1 earned run. Ricky Nolasco has gone 7 so far for Miami, allowing 2 runs. He is on the trade market, according to many reports. Mike Minor started for Atlanta tonight. Runner starts off second, then he goes back. That's a strike. Desmond Jennings was jumping around. The Rays are 25-15 outside the American League East. In the air and playable for Jose Altuve. In the 5th inning, it's no runs a hit, 2 men stranded, and it's a 1-1 game. Inning, and Roberto Hernandez has allowed only 2 hits through the first 4. Has not walked anybody, has struck out 1. He's given up some line drive outs. Here's Carlos Pena, and There's strike one to the former Ray, who hit a fly ball to center field going for the first pitch in the second inning. Rays are overshifted on him. Third baseman Johnson well off the line, even with the bag. Escobar's really pulled around at shortstop, way on the first base side of second. It's 1-1 to Pena. Pena's driven in 7 runs in his last 7 games. That one goes out to the second sacker out in right field. Benjamin Zobrist takes care of out number 1. We go to Julia.
Hey, Brownie, I've got our progressive fan of the game. It's actually 2 of them. This is Richard and Melanie, and they're from Missouri, but they're vacationing in Houston. They thought they'd catch an Astros game, and they have on the biggest hats you could find. What's with the hats?
Well, my friends back home joked with me, telling me my head was too big for any hat. We finally found one that fits, so we put one on tonight to wear.
And honestly, it almost looks like it doesn't fit you.
Thank you.
It's a little tight fit. Brownie, congratulations, guys. You'll have a good time.
Julia asked them where they're from in Missouri.
Where are you from in Missouri?
Neosho, Missouri. Neosho, Missouri.
Which is near Joplin, you said. Just south of Joplin.
Joplin. Very good. Thanks. JD Martinez takes the next pitch, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
It's a way to make friends, is to tell them it looks like their head doesn't fit in the huge hat. Huh?
Yeah. It's 2 balls and a strike.
Not going to get any comped hot dogs that way, Julia.
But she made a couple of friends. There's a fly ball left field. Joyce coming over near the line. That's out number 2. And Brandon Barnes will follow. Giants lead the Reds 2-1. They're in the 6th.
Pitch right down in the area that we saw Chris Carter crush one. The only run of the game for the Astros. 16th home run coming in the second.
Now Brandon Barnes, who grounded to third in the second inning. That's strike 1 to Brandon. Fernandez working quickly, misses there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Matt Dominguez is on deck in a 1-1 game. Tap foul, third base side. That makes it 1-2 to Brandon Barnes. Shin-Min Wong designated for assignment after having a rough start for Toronto last night.
Once upon a time, one of the game's elite sinker ball pitchers with the Yankees.
Yeah. Popped up, and the infielders get together. Zobrist in for the catch. It's a 1-2-3 fifth. 6 in a row set down by Hernandez. Game tied at 1 through 5.
Astros history is brought to you by MD Anderson Cancer Center, making cancer history. And that moment involves Roger Clemens. The Rocket tosses 7 shutout innings on the way to his 335th career win. 9-0 victory over the Reds. To top off his day, he's named to his 11th career All-Star team. Just phenomenal stuff that the Rocket put up through all those years in the bigs.
7 Cy Young awards for Roger Clemens. Bud Norris, with a moment of concentration now before the 6th inning begins, is in a 1-1 lockup with Roberto Hernandez. Bud faces Evan Longoria, always a threat. Longoria's fly to right. He is struck out. And there's strike 1 to Longoria. Rays had lost 8 of 10, but now they've turned that around to win 9 of the last 13. They've gone 18-12 on the road the last 30 road games. No balls, 2 strikes. And they are consistently in the thick of things in the American League East. They go home to play the White Sox over the weekend. Breaking ball strikes out Longoria. Strikeout number 4 for Norris.
Bud had that little rocky first inning, and since then, aside from the walks in the 5th inning, he's been very sharp.
He's thrown 14 of 22 first pitch strikes. James Loney lined a hit into right field in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. It was a single. Bud, out of 84 pitches now, has thrown 49 strikes. Shooting for win number 6 of the season. Strike 1 to Loney. Line, left field line, and that bounces high, kicks off the wall, stays in play into the left field corner. Loney cruises into second base with an opposite field double. 20th double of the year.
Well, I'm not sure what the Dodgers didn't like about this guy, other than the fact that he struggled at a .230 mark last year. But James Loney has shown here in this series that he's an all fields hitter, a line drive hitter. He's had some power this year, but when you can sting it that way, that sharply the other way, you're going to have a lot of success.
That's what he's been doing. 2 hits tonight for Loney. He's in scoring position now for Myers with 1 out. Myers has hit the ball in the air twice. They strike 1 to Will Myers.
No, we don't want that double down the left field line. We want you to hit home runs to right. That's the way the story goes. I don't know that the Dodgers ever went to that extreme.
Myers was the minor league player of the year, named by USA Today for last year. Made his long awaited major league debut in the first of a doubleheader, June 18th this year, Fenway Park. Drove in 6 runs in his first 6 games. Grand slam off Sabathia at Yankee Stadium, his first major league homer. Fly ball left center field. Barnes headed for it, and he's deep in left center, making that catch on the warning track. And that's a long out, number 2. Loney played it halfway. 2 outs as Barnes got back, and Myers hit a deep drive.
Yeah, there goes Brandon Barnes again. He can go get him, and he makes it look easy. And ultimately, this is a routine play for an outstanding center fielder. Kid's got some pop.
Rays are 0 for 3 with men in scoring position tonight. They do have a sacrifice fly for their first inning run. Kelly Johnson is the batter. As a team, they're hitting .292 with runners in scoring position. An excellent batting average in these situations. Johnson has walked and grounded out. And that's ball one to Kelly. Kelly may very well have some friends in town. He grew up in Austin, Texas, went to Westwood High School. Fouls it back. The president of the Rays, Andrew Friedman, is a Houston native. He's here with the Rays visiting. 1 ball, 1 strike. He looks younger than some of the players.
That's something. You got guys standing around the players of the Rays talking with the Prez, and they're towering over him and look like they're a little more grizzled.
Very youthful looking president. And he is. He's a very young man. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Stu Sternberg, the owner, tapping some of his front office linchpins from the financial district. And the Rays have that analytical approach in their front office. They really don't want to get into how they do things with their front office decisions that much. Don't want it out in the media for understandable reasons. Strike looking. And that's strikeout number 4 for Bud Norris. It's no runs, a hit, a runner stranded at second base. It's a 1-1 game in the 6th.
Days a week at 6:10 and midnight on Comcast Sportsnet, your home of your home teams. We welcome you back inside one of the coolest places around here on the main concourse, Xfinity Zone. It just opened. It's a place where fans can charge their phones, check out scores, or even hang out and just watch the game. Pretty cool stuff, right, guys?
Yeah, we were up there yesterday. Really is a good area. They're going to have some meet and greets with players later on in the season. Thanks, Julia, for that quick look. Matt Dominguez takes strike 1. He leads it off in the home 6th inning. It's a 1-1 game. The Rays about hit the Astros 5-2. There have been no errors. Tampa Bay has left 6. Houston has not left a man on base. Dominguez with a ground to shortstop hits a routine 2-hopper. Yunel Escobar takes it over to first for out number 1. Correction on the title of Andrew Friedman. He's Executive Vice President for Baseball Operations. Houston native, 36 years old. The president is Matt Silverman. Also a very young man. It's been an interesting organization to follow down through the years.
I was still catching bullpens at that age.
Yeah, really. One out, and here's Ronnie Cedeno. Cedeno fouled out to first in the third inning. How about Manny Ramirez signing a minor league deal with the Rangers, Ash?
Saw that. That just took place today or yesterday?
Yeah, today. He's 41 now. There's strike one. He's been assigned to AAA Round Rock. He will report there on Thursday. And he'll work out with them before he plays in a game. He's donating his salary to charity. As John Daniels, the GM of the Rangers, said, we're taking a flyer.
He played in Korea earlier this year?
Yes.
And the numbers were very good. I don't know what the competition was like.
Not real good, I don't think. Wasn't he hitting about 385 or so?
I think so. I think he was, after all of Joe D's great numbers after he retired in the States.
Ground ball rolls out to Escobar. Escobar, that one in out, number 2. Let's see, he played for Taiwan's EDA Rhinos of the Chinese Professional Baseball League.
Chinese?
Yeah.
Create memories, save money, and have fun with Astros baseball. Whether you're treating your employees, hosting clients, or bringing out your church or youth sports team, we'll create an experience your group is sure to remember. Call 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit Astros.com to enjoy special pricing and great benefits by reserving your group or suite today.
Jose Altuve fouls it back. There's strike one. Jose's 1 for 2 in this game. Apparently, Dave Magadan, the hitting coach of the Rangers, was consulted before the Rangers decided to sign Manny Ramirez. Magadan was a former teammate, or a coach rather, in Boston of Manny Ramirez. And Magadan said things ended ugly for Ramirez in Boston, but he's made changes in his life. They've talked on the phone a few times in the past 5 years. Magadan says he's a born-again guy. That's a big part of his life. And Manny is about to start playing with Round Rock, it would appear. At age 41, 12-time All-Star. Out to shortstop. Escobar gets this one too, and he makes all 3 plays in a 6th inning. That goes well for Hernandez. This game stays tied at 1. Conclude the homestand tomorrow on Independence Day with Jordan Lyles taking the mound. The Astros and Rays coverage begins at 12:30 p.m. on Comcast Sportsnet.
And the starting pitchers for tomorrow's game are presented by Chevron. Care for your car. Chris Archer goes for Tampa Bay, 2-3 with a .440 Ernie. No decision his last start against the Tigers, working 5 innings. Jordan Lyles has had a rough go his last couple of starts. The defense has not been helpful. 4-3 overall, 3.99 the ERA in June. 2-2 and a 3.53 ERA despite those 2 rough starts to end the month.
Well, for Bud Norris, the night did not start well. A line drive hit off the glove of Ronnie Cedeno by Desmond Jennings. Then he stole second and took third on an infield hit by Matt Joyce. Scored on a Ben Zobrist fly ball. Bud was behind 1-0 after 3 men batted. Now it's 1-1 as Jose Molina comes up for the third time. And he takes ball 1. He's 1 for 2. So Bud was able to shrug off that one early run. Got a home run from Chris Carter in the second inning to tie it and has kept it tied since then. Elevates there, and it's a 2-ball, no strike count. Bud's thrown 94 pitches.
Well, you're talking about possibly his last inning, and you would anticipate the arms getting loose in the pen.
Travis Blackley, Jose Cisnero. In the air, right field corner. J.D. Martinez running over for it. It's in the seats. And it's a 2-ball, 1 strike count. Media was asking Bo Porter, well, is Jose Cisnero your 8th inning guy, your setup guy? He said, well, we'll not put any label on him, but he's capable of pitching important innings late in games. 95 pitches for Bud. 57 strikes.
I don't mind the label. In fact, I rather like it.
Bouncer up the middle. Cedeno tracks it, turns, and that's out number 1. He knew he had time with Molina running.
And I think what gets out of whack is that if guys believe they only pitch the 8th or only pitch the 9th, a lot of times the biggest inning, the biggest moment will come earlier than that. Now, if your starter's in, so be it. But if it's a bullpen moment, you know, I'd rather have the flexibility to use the guy that's really reliable for that big moment.
Escobar's 0 for 2. And gets a hit through the left side. After 2 strikeouts, he makes solid contact. Hit number 6 for the Rays.
Heck with that work in the count stuff. I'm going to jump on the first thing I see.
Escobar with 2 steals in 3 attempts is aboard for Desmond Jennings. Jennings has a single and a walk tonight.
Bill.
14,143 the attendance tonight. That's ball 1 to Jennings. As Ash told us, the starters tomorrow are Chris Archer, young right-hander with a 2-3 record. Jordan Lyles, the young right-hander with a 4-3 record. That's a 1:10 start tomorrow on July 4th. Final game of the homestand. And the Astros leave for 10 days. The All-Star rosters will be announced on Saturday with the Major League Baseball All-Star Game Selection Show televised nationally at 5:30 p.m. Central Time on Fox Saturday. Now it's 2 balls, no strikes. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes, especially with all the Puig mania. Pitch number 100 will be next for Bud Norris. Through 94 in his last start. And he guns a throw over to first. Well, Bud has been putting together consistent numbers, but just has not had a win since June 1st on the road at Anaheim. He beat the Angels 2-0 with 6 innings of shutout ball. Swing and a miss there by Jennings. Makes it 2-1. This is Bud's 18th start. 11 have been at home. In his last 8 starts, he has a 2.42 earned run average. That misses. It's ball 3, and it's 3-1. Blackley and Cisnero have been working for a while. He should be ready by now. Swing and a miss there, and Jennings has had a couple of rips, one on 2-0 and one there on 3-1.
Pitch number 102 at 93 miles an hour. Bud has maintained the velocity well this evening.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of guys do lose it as the game wears along. Past 100 pitches. The Astros have scored only 17 runs in the last 8 starts Bud Norris has made.
You know, and also of note is that Bud pitches well against all teams, whether upper division or lower. He's just gone out and pitched well.
Fouled away, and it's still a full count.
Yeah, but for that first inning line drive that got by Cedeno, really nothing for the Rays to chirp about tonight at all.
And this is a team that had scored 20 runs the last 2 nights on 29 hits.
Rays don't chirp. What do Rays do?
They swim.
They prowl.
They sting. You ever been stung by a Ray?
No, I have done my very best work staying away from those guys.
Have you been out to the Ray tank in St. Pete?
You know, I never have. That's rather foolish, I guess, on my part.
Not necessarily. Julia might. She's very venturesome.
You know, she does everything, as you say, venturesome at the ballparks.
Yeah.
I see a bathing suit going on this trip.
Whoa! Ground ball. Dominguez to his left, gets it to second. Altuve turns. Slick double play. 5-4-3. And that takes us to the 7th inning stretch in a 1-1 game. Won the Hustle Award today. She drove all the way out to LaGrange, Texas. And what I think is that he has a dynamic fastball, but he had command of other pitches as well last night, Ash.
Pretty impressive when a guy throws a no-hitter at all. Homer Bailey has thrown the last 2 now in Major League Baseball. And any surprises that it's taken this long to have the first in the game this year?
Yes. Yes, sir. Bud Norris talks with Doug Brocail. He's thrown 105 pitches, 64 for strikes. Bullpen has been busy, but now we'll see what happens as there's nobody throwing at the moment, and Brett Wallace leading it off in the home 7th inning. He's 0 for 2. That's ball 1.
Sounded like Marty Brenneman and company had plenty to get excited about last night.
Oh, rightfully so. That's a big moment. No hitter for Homer Bailey. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brett Wallace, we were talking before the game today, and he's done some work over the winter. He's pivoting now more on that back foot, Ash, so he can pull more balls.
Back foot that he used to kind of hang back on.
Yes. Strike makes it 1-2. He and John Maley did a lot of talking over the winter. Jake McGee's warming up at the bullpen. He's a left-hander for Tampa Bay.
Hard throwing lefty. Brett Wallace asking about that pitch on the inside edge. That's going to be where he'll get tested if he continues to hit that line drive toward left and left center.
That's in, and it's really important for him to know whether that pitch is inside or it's on the corner.
No doubt. And if you find that even on that one he struggled, it was off the corner, but you might at some point realize that you've got to move off the plate another inch.
That's a really good point. 3-2.
I think you never try to make huge adjustments. You might back off a half an inch, and see how it serves you. Can you handle the inside corner? Now how do you handle the outside corner?
He hits the pitch away very well. Fouls it back. Pretty good battle here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Very low pitch count for Hernandez. 70 pitches. David Price threw 70 pitches through 7 last night. Matt Moore went 7 shutout innings. He threw 101 pitches. Line drive left field corner. This one's going to get down and off the wall. Here's the throw into second. Wallace with the dive, and he went to the backside and got in there safely. Joyce's throw was to the inside of the base, and Wallace took the outside path. A double for Wallace, number 1 of the year.
That's a great effort to get in safely, and that's key for the club, you would think, to start this inning. I'm not sure as Brett came around first base that he anticipated this play was going to be this close. He's digging hard right here, and that always is key, but right at that moment you can see a little flinch, and that flinch may have been that decision, do I go back to first or do I go? And he may have said, well, I've committed already, let's go ahead and make it happen. Well done.
Wallace with that little hesitation, though, still got there. He comes out for a pinch runner now. Jake Elmore is the pinch runner. This could be the winning run in this game. 7th inning leadoff double.
Again, Brownie, it's left field that works for Brett Wallace.
And now it's Jason Castro. He's 0 for 2. A line drive to short. A fly ball to center. Lefty Jake McGee has been warming up, but Hernandez stays in to face Castro. And that's ball 1. Brett Wallace now has hit safely in 5 of 6 games since he was recalled June 25th from the minors. So looking up for Brett. That's only the 3rd hit for the Astros. Carter homered in the 2nd. Altuve got an infield hit off the pitcher's glove in the 3rd. Carter fouls it. Hits 1-1. With Carter on deck, that leadoff double makes such a difference.
Trying to pull one. Hit it to that right side. If you can, but if you can't, move that runner in the process.
That's the big job now. Make sure he at least advances Elmore. Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, talking with David Price on the bench. Two balls, 1 strike.
That fastball that runs hard away on the left-hand hitter is probably the toughest pitch of all to try to pull as a left-hand hitter.
And now it's a 2-1 count for Hernandez. He has cut his walks down this year from his career average. He came into this season averaging 3.5 walks per 9 innings. This year he's averaged 2.1 walks per 9. Not walked anybody tonight. Banged off the leg, foul, and it's 2-2 to Castro now. Rangers are leading the Blue Jays 6-2. They're in the middle of the 9th inning at Rogers Center. Victor Martinez hit his 7th home run. Number 6. Pirates lead the Phillies 6-3. They're in the bottom of the 8th now. They got 4 in the 5th and 2 more in the 6th.
Shot of Bud Norris intently watching.
Castro looks at it. That's ball 3. A good take for Jason. That works the count full.
You want to win, but it doesn't hurt as a starting pitcher to pick up some wins of your own. And Bud has pitched far better than 5 wins would tell this year.
He might get strong consideration for the All-Star team.
I think at this point he is a deserving candidate.
Foul ball into the seats. Good battle here. Well, it was 3-2 on Wallace. He won that battle with Hernandez with the double to left. And now a full count on Castro.
Look, when you talk and take a look at that foul ball by Jason, head down on the baseball very well. Bud Norris starts the night 13th among starters in the American League in terms of ERA.
That's an important indicator. Castro pulls it on through into right field. Elmore is stopped at third by Dave Tremblay, and the throw comes into Loney. Fans are booing, but there's nobody out. And Tremblay did not want to take the risk on the sharp single by Castro. It's first and third, nobody out for Carter now.
With 2 outs, no doubt you're sending. With 1 out, boy, that's a coin flip. But as well as this ball was charged in right field, Will Myers coming on. That puts the heat on a third base coach. This isn't exactly what Tremblay sees, but you can see the overall. At that point, is that a wise send from shallow right field? You may score, you may not. With nobody out, you take your chances in this direction.
That'll be it for Hernandez, who comes out after 78 pitches. Chris Carter, who homered off Hernandez in the 2nd and lined to 3rd in the 4th. Will not be facing him for a 3rd time tonight. Lefty Jake McGee has been warming up. We'll be right back with the score 1-1 in the 7th.
You can do. Bud Norris really good tonight and deserving of a W, and how he would love to see his teammates pick up at least a run here. The curveballs, the well spotted pitches. Got that double play to end the top of the 7th inning. Bud Norris. Can you get me number 6, guys?
Well, it'll be Chris Carter, and with those numbers for Bud, 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. Now it's Carter. Interestingly, And we have been told that this is nothing new for Joe Maddon. He brings in a lefty to face a right-handed batter. He doesn't always match up righty on righty. He's looking for a certain type of arm out of the bullpen to get a certain type of out. McGee's 2-2 with a 4.83 ERA.
I'll tell you who McGee is. He's the guy that's likely to get the strikeout. 40 punch-outs in 31 2/3 innings. You get a strikeout of Chris Carter for out number 1. Then you've got, if you're Tampa Bay, the chance for the double play and no run scoring.
And Pena's on deck, another left-handed batter, so he would have percentages his way there if he got Carter without the run scoring. There's ball 1 to Chris.
I would think you would want Chris Carter to be aggressive early, get a first fastball in the strike zone and drive it somewhere and get that run home.
McGee came in Sunday with the bases loaded, nobody out, and none of those runs scored in the 7th inning against Detroit. It's 1-1 to Carter. Right-handed hitters are hitting .116 against Jake McGee since May 7th. So there's some logic behind what Joe Maddon is doing.
Well, he does, and he doesn't care what the book says. What he cares about is what he sees as best genuine matchups, and that doesn't mean left and right.
Carter fouls it. 1-2.
Yeah, the 2 strikes put you now in a precarious spot if you're the Astros. And I'll tell you who's really feeling it at this moment is Dave Tremblay.
Chris Carter's hitting .194 with men in scoring position. 12 hits and 62 at bats. Carter takes it, and it's 2-2. Jake McGee is 25 years old. He's from Sparks, Nevada. Drafted in the 5th round in 04 by the Rays. Had Tommy John surgery in 08. Last year, he was 5-2 with a 1.95 ERA and struck out 73 in 55 innings. Carter started the bat. He stopped it, and now it's a full count.
Had a chance as a kid to play in the minor leagues in that Reno Sparks area in Nevada. Great place. Just thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Jake McGee gets set for a 3-2 pitch.
Nothing but fastballs to this point.
Popped up. It's foul. It's behind the Astros dugout and out of play.
Yeah, get ready. This is good old country hardball.
McGee's one of 3 bullpen lefties for Joe Maddon. Cesar Ramos and Alex Torres, the other 2. Castro's going, and it's fouled. It was not going earlier, and that time he took off on the 3-2. So Bull Porter's mixing it up.
Now you've got some guys here, Chris Carter, Carlos Pena, back-to-back that put up high strikeout numbers. And after holding the runner on that base hit by Castro, you have to be concerned about the strikeout.
This will be the 8th pitch for McGee to Carter. Carter rocks one deep left field. Chris Carter has unloaded. It's a 3-run bomb for Chris Carter, his 2nd home run of the night. And the Astros take a 4-1 lead on Carter's 17th of the year.
Well, caution paid off here for the Astros. And how about that 2-strike hitting?
4-1 on the 3-run bomb by Carter, giving him now 17 homers and 44 runs batted in.
I don't know. Are you inclined to like what the long ball does for you? Chris Carter, a couple of no-doubt shots tonight. He's had his struggles here at home. This could loosen it up.
That's his second career multi-home run game and second of this season. 4 runs batted in for Carter. 4 runs on the board for the Astros. And a 4-1 lead. Carlos Pena is the batter. Pena is 0 for 2. Shoots one on the ground. Oh, there's a stop by Johnson. Low throw, but it's dug out by Loney for out number 1. That was a hot shot, and Johnson backhanded it.
See where this home run beds down. Yeah, would that get into the railroad tracks?
Couldn't tell. So it did make it onto the tracks, we're told.
Something blew up behind there.
Some early fireworks provided by the strong man. J.D. Martinez bats now. He's 0 for 2. That's strike 1.
Well, if you can get a lineup with a number of guys that can hit the long ball, makes all the difference in the world.
J.D. takes that one. It's ball 1 for a 1-1 count. For Roberto Hernandez, 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Carter hit 2 home runs back at Seattle on April 9th, drove in 3 in that game. It's 2-1. Brandon Barnes is on deck. It's a shot toward the right field corner. Fair ball, and Martinez will head for second base. Myers over to dig it out. A double for Martinez, the 4th hit of the inning. 13th double for J.D. Martinez.
Jake McGee is not accustomed to being treated like this. Well, he came so close to being able to get the strikeout on Chris Carter, and that would have put the Astros in a tough spot. But now with the lead, the Astros may be freeing up the sticks a bit.
Now Brandon Barnes, who is 0 for 2, comes up. Boy, Carter hadn't hit much at all at home coming into this game tonight. There's strike 1. What a time for a breakout game for Chris Carter. With the Astros mired in a 5-game losing streak, they've scored 5 runs in the last 5. This is the most runs they've scored in a game in 8 days. Scored 4 against the Cardinals on June 26th. And he's driven in all 4. Barnes moves back from it, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Coming into the game tonight, Carter had a 162 batting average at Minute Maid Park, with 5 homers, 14 runs batted in 142 at bats this season.
Those are numbers that are hard to fathom.
Yeah, it is hard to explain that. 1 and 2.
I think most of us, if not all of us, felt like this ballpark was made for Chris Carter, or vice versa. Maybe he's starting to think so too.
He's hitting .297 on the road with 10 homers, 26 runs batted in, and a .594 slugging percentage. Maybe this will be the one that gets him on track at Minute Maid Park. In tight, that almost hit Barnes on the right leg. 2 and 2. That blast really got the crowd into the game. Been kind of a tense standoff for a few innings now. The Astros Got the Carter home run in the second inning to tie it 1-1. There had not been any scoring until Carter just delivered his second. Now Hernandez is on the hook for the loss. Fouled away by Barnes. Still 2-2 to Brandon. Rays bullpen is well rested. McGee pitching for the first time since Sunday. Only one reliever. Ramos worked a couple innings Monday night. Just 2 innings of relief were needed last night after Price's gem. Now 3-2 to Barnes. 20 pitches for McGee so far. 11 have been strikes. Dodgers 6, Rockies 5. They're in the top of the 6th at Colorado. That's a foul tip for a strikeout, and it's out number 2. Julia.
Hey, Brownie. Want everyone to tune into Fox July 16th for this year's All-Star Game at Citi Field in New York. The best players in the American and National Leagues compete for home field advantage in the World Series. And some guys in this dugout need to be at that game. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see who does come up Friday or Saturday on that All-Star show. And then the fans will get to vote for the final spot on each team. Matt Dominguez is grounded out twice. Strike 1 to him.
I'm starting to lean toward Bud Norris a bit.
Yeah.
I think he has qualified himself as an all-star performer this year.
We'll check his ERA. See what it is after the 7 innings tonight of 1-run baseball. That's flared foul into the seats. No balls, 2 strikes, but it's going to be very respectable. We know that. His numbers are solid. Adrian Gonzalez has hit his 12th home run tonight for the Dodgers in Colorado. Carlos Gonzalez has hit his 23rd for the Rockies. The Dodgers leading at 7-5 after 6. Dodgers are 39-43. The Rockies are 41-43. It's 1-2.
3.22 the figures on the ERA for Bud Norris.
That's very respectable. 3.22. Let's see what the American League average ERA is. National League is 3.79. So yeah, that'll stand up very well. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, the average ERA for an American League starting pitcher is 4.27. More than a run below that. Jose Cisnero warming up the bullpen.
That's average.
Yep.
So he's a full run plus better than the average guy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's certainly qualifying.
Foul back by Dominguez. Still 2-2. And a lot of times, as you know, it comes down to whether a starting pitcher is available for the All-Star game. Does he pitch on that Sunday before the game? We'll have to do some calculations on when Bud will pitch. We know that with the days off on this road trip, we're not quite sure who's starting which games, right?
Would you be inclined to keep Bud on his 5 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would as well, provided Bud's not saying, you know, I'm hurting, and I don't see that coming.
Dominguez strikes out to end the 7th inning. The Astros grab the lead. With 3 runs on 4 hits, they leave a man. The big blow, a 3-run bomb by Chris Carter, his 2nd home run of the night. 4-1 Astros. Miller time brought to you by Miller Lite, showing you some powerful swings of Chris Carter tonight. 3-2 pitch in the second inning by Hernandez. Hernandez tried to come in on him, and Carter spun that one out to left field. That tied it at 1. And the game's still tied at 1. He yanked a pitch for a 3-run homer a moment ago on another 3-2 count.
And I think we all acknowledge there have been frustrating times with all the strikeouts this year and the low batting average, but when you see that kind of raw power, and even the results, 17 home runs at this point, it makes you realize you've got to find a way to be patient, at least to the point where he can have a chance to become an all-around better hitter. That's a dangerous man right there.
And he's now moved to first base from left field. Jake Elmore's taken over in left field. The new pitcher is Jose Cisnero with a 4-1 lead going to the 8th inning.
Cisnero 2-1 on the year. 234 is really the more key figure. Opposition hitters hitting 261. Pretty well balanced right there, allowing just a couple of home runs. All of that in 17 games now.
His first pitch is strike 1 to Matt Joyce. Joyce is 1 for 2 with a walk. For Bud Norris, 7 innings of 6-hit 1-run baseball. Walking 3, fanning 5. His ERA goes down to 3.22. Liner and a crack bat hit into left field by Joyce. Joyce has come out of an 0 for 20 with an infield hit and a broken bat loop.
Fastball runs to the outside edge and snaps the bat, but you take those heroes every time.
Cisnero goes after Ben Zobrist now. Zobrist is 0 for 2 with a walk. Matt Dominguez was talking about those types of hits before the game tonight. He said that's what you really need to get you going sometimes. That's strike 1. That feeling that luck is on your side.
Those line drives feel like they should be givens. They're not always. Those line drives will find gloves as well, but when you can start getting the ugly things, then you got something going for you.
Ground ball, double play ball. Cedeno goes to second, throws to first, double play.
That's a nice effort by Ronnie. With Altuve playing well off the bag at second, the double play possibilities seem to be remote at best. And Cedeno initially takes off on that sprint to the bag, and it pays off.
Third double play for the Astros tonight. One of those was a strikeout and a caught stealing. Evan Longoria bats, and it's nice to have him coming up with nobody on. If you're Jose Cisnero. Longoria is 0 for 3. Not if you're Joe Madden, it's not. They strike 1.
It's all about perspective. Perspectives.
It really is. Here's a guy who's put up solid all-star credentials again this season. Broken bat, and Cisnero comes over. It's a foul ball. Look at that.
There's your best looking wiffle ball bat.
Nice and flat.
Let's check this for any inappropriateness. That's when it happens too.
That's right.
I can still see Greg Nettles running down that first base line picking up super balls.
Yeah. Ball traveled about 45 feet and checked up. Yeah, no super balls, no cork in there.
Billy Hatcher, we got your back right now.
But it was Dave Smith's bat.
Yeah.
He struck him out. No runs, a hit, a double play ball, and a strikeout for Cisnero, and a 4-1 lead for the Astros.
celebrates 11 years with new low yearly prices. Watch every out-of-market game live on over 350 supported mobile and connected devices in HD quality with MLB.TV Premium. Visit MLB.TV. Baseball everywhere. Brownie talking about Chris Carter and his numbers on the road versus at home. Well, he told me recently that he really wanted to prove to home fans that he could hit. He doesn't know why his numbers were better on the road, but he really did want to prove to him someday he'll have that big night. He had it tonight, Rodney.
Yeah, big night for him, especially if the Astros go on to win it. And they're leading 4-1 as they come up in the 8th inning now against right-handed reliever Jamie Wright. Chris Carter watching as Ronnie Cedeno comes up to lead it off. Then Altuve. Then the number 2 spot in the order. There's Wright with a 1-1 record and a 3.03 ERA.
Big nights for power hitters tend to lead to big nights for their club. You can find that singles hitter come up with 3 hits on a night and doesn't do anything.
Wright came into last night's game and he did not get an out. He gave up a single in the 8th inning to Carlos Corcoran, and he hit Brandon Barnes with a pitch. Then he left the game. Joel Peralta cleaned up the inning for him, so he did not allow a run. Ronnie Cedeno is 0 for 2. There's strike 1 for Wright. Swinging a foul ball makes it 0-2. Well, the Oklahoma City Red Hawks are busting out tonight. They've scored 9 runs on 12 hits through 4 innings. The Rays have Loney, Myers, and Johnson due up in the 9th inning.
Yeah, but where does George Springer factor in?
Tell you what, he's looked pretty good so far, Ash. 1-2. Rustle up some numbers on him through the first few games, but they're good. In fact, Springer for the season, AA and AAA combined, has 21 homers and 25 steals. Bouncer up the middle, second baseman backhanding and then gunning the throw, but not in time. Zobrist couldn't get him, and Cedeno reaches with an infield hit.
That's sniffing it and getting it. Getting down the line nicely. Good strong throw from second base, but just not able to get his man. I like that style that Zobrist displayed there, where you plant and then hump it up.
Well, no A-bombs for A-Rod tonight. He was hitless for the Charleston River Dogs.
Ooh, I love your call from Abel. That's good stuff.
Jose Altuve 1 for 3. He probably would not be too appreciative of that.
Anywhere you can get it.
He said today that he likely would need each of the 20 allowed rehab games to get back in shape.
That stunned me to see that. Most guys are anxious to get out of the rehab as quickly as possible. I wonder if he still remembers the postseason last year.
Jeter might beat him back. Bunted by Altuve. Here's a barehanded play. Kelly Johnson with the throw, and he gets him. Cedeno advancing on out number 1.
Good teamwork there by Tampa Bay, and a fine play by Kelly Johnson. But as Kelly makes the play coming in toward the plate, Jose Molina is moving on down that third base line to make sure that Cedeno stays put at second.
It's ruled a sacrifice bunt.
Stay tuned for Postgame Live presented by MD Anderson, making cancer history.
Altuve has sacrificed Cedeno to second. Now it's Elmore. Elmore up for the first time at 233, has no homers, 1 RBI. He went into pinch run for Brett Wallace. Wallace led off the 7th inning with that double to the left field corner and made an important slide at second base on a close play. Then he left for Elmore. Elmore was stopped at third on the Castro single. And he trotted home on the 3-run homer by Carter. Taking ball one as he shows a bunt. The fans didn't like the fact that third base coach Dave Tremblay stopped him. But it worked out fine.
You can find fans like that anywhere.
They always want the third base coach to send the guy.
Send him, will you?
Yep. And he'd like to send him.
You know, the reality is you never know when you hold a guy or when you send a guy how it's going to impact the game exactly in that kind of scenario. That third base coach has a tough role. And I guarantee you Dave Tremblay was sweating it out, grinding it out, hoping that Chris Carter or somebody would come through.
Yeah, that's a tough feeling at third base there. When a team's been struggling so much offensively, you'd love to send that runner home. You just don't think it's the right situation. Nobody out in the inning. Don't want to get a guy thrown out at the plate. The ball was hit sharply to the right fielder. As you pointed out, Myers hustled to the ball, got to it quickly.
Now, I don't know Will Myers' arm at this point. He's a young player in the league. But the fact that Joe Madden has him playing in right field tells me he probably throws pretty well. Big thing he did was charge the baseball. But with nobody out, if you like to play by the book, Dave Tremblay played by that book.
Yeah. Elmore, the line drive knocked down by Wright, and he throws to first to get him. 2 outs. The Astros have lined into some outs in this game.
Looked like it might have been a little bit of a jam shot. What a nice play. Second baseman Zobrist was playing right behind. Good strong throw from pitcher on to first. Yeah, let me get my tongue out of my cheek here.
Gary Anderson type effort. Something about pitchers when they're throwing to the bases. Jason Castro is 1 for 3. Yeah, Wallace lined out to left field in the first inning. Castro lined out to shortstop. Carter hit a line drive in the 4th inning, then almost knocked Kelly Johnson through the left field wall. And then this line drive by Elmore. So the Astros have had better results tonight, even on their outs.
Yeah, you talk about that line drive to Kelly Johnson by Carter in the 4th inning. I don't know the last time or if I've ever seen an infielder react quite like Johnson did on that line shot.
Ball was blistered. Foul ball and a 2-2.
The fan down the left field side had no problem reacting on this one.
Nope.
Yeah, kisses for everybody.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't even know who that lady is.
No, never met her. Just friends through baseball.
She is not going to get a piece of that baseball either.
It's tapped to the right side. Zobrist with the throw to get Castro. And we go to the 9th inning with the score 4-1 Astros. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by Progressive. Visit progressive.com today. The Astros lead at 4-1 over Tampa Bay. The Rays have had it all their way in the first two games of this series, winning 12-0 Monday night, 8-0 last night. And the Astros have worked hard to get this 4-1 advantage. Carter with a solo homer in the second. Carter with a 3-run homer in the seventh inning. Second multi-home run game of the season for Carter. Now it goes to Jose Veras. The closer comes in the ninth inning. Jose Cisnero worked the eighth in one inning. He allowed one hit, no runs, no walks, and one strikeout.
These saves have been tough to come by, and the big V is out all over the ballpark. 0-4. Don't even look at that on a closer. 3.60 the ERA. Opponent's batting average against 195. 4 dingers allowed by Jose. Always looking for that 1-2-3 closeout job.
Well, he last pitched in the Angels series on Sunday with a hitless inning. The Astros were losing when he came in just to get some work because he had not pitched since June 22nd when he got his 15th save against the Cubs. So now, as he comes into the ninth inning, it's James Loney. Loney is 2 for 3, a single and a double tonight. Veras has retired the first batter he's faced 25 times in 35 appearances. Will Myers is on deck. Kelly Johnson's due up third. Fastball fouled away. Strike one from Jose Veras, who was born in the Dominican Republic, lives in Miami. Next telecast tomorrow, very quickly, it's a day game. A 1:10 start, 12:30 for Astros Live pregame. That's a foul ball, and it's 0-2. Veras' last save was in the 4-3 win over St. Louis Wednesday. That's the only game the Astros have won so far in this homestand. And that was the win for Eric Bedard. The Astros got all 4 of their runs in the 4th inning, and then they went to the bullpen after Bedard went 6. They used Fields, Wright, Cisnero, and Veras to nail it down. We don't know when Bud Norris will pitch on the road trip. The Astros have not announced their rotation beyond the Texas Rangers series. Monday's a day off. Oh, if Cole Porter keeps Bud on 4 days rest, he would not be able to pitch on Monday, and that would seem to put him in line to pitch Tuesday night in St. Louis, and then perhaps the final day before the break in Tampa Bay. Bounce to the right side. Carter with a toss. Veras is there, 1 out. So we're not sure, but Bud could pitch that final day before the break with 3 coming up in Arlington against the Rangers, 2 in St. Louis, another day off, and then 3 in Tampa Bay. And so if he were to pitch that final day, that final Sunday before the All-Star break, with the All-Star game being Tuesday night, he could still be eligible for relief work in that game.
That's what a lot of guys do. You're looked to pitch an inning. Of course, we're obviously getting ahead of things, but
yeah,
rooting for Bud to get that opportunity.
That's what we try to do. We try to get ahead of things.
You're always out front.
Well, it's just guesswork. Strike one on Myers. Myers 0 for 3 tonight. It's just what we have time to do.
I'm just sprinting in the dirt that you're kicking up.
A lot of things can happen, though, between now and the All-Star game that we will not plan on happening.
Things do tend to change a bit.
Yeah, they do. 0-2 the count. Diamondbacks are leading the Mets 3-2. They're in the middle of the 6th inning. Cody Ross hit his 5th home run. David Wright, number 13 for the Mets. And he'll be able to strut his stuff for the National League All-Stars at Citi Field. Fan down in front of us is standing up. putting his hands in the V, letter V for Veras, like the fans like to do here. Breaking ball makes it 1-2. They're having a good time when Veras comes in.
Did Jose start that himself?
Not sure. I don't think he did. Oh, it's 2-2.
Bob Davidson has held his ground very well on the pitches off the edges tonight. Really done a fine job calling balls and strikes. Yeah, that is one you want. Every pitcher does. But I think from up over the top, you'd see that ball coming around the corner.
Him and struck him out looking. 2 outs.
Haven't seen that pitch in the minors very often.
There's the B.
And I think Veras has been, over the course of this first half of the season, more comfortable with that slider than he has been with the fastball, generally speaking.
Yes. That's his go-to pitch. Kelly Johnson's 0 for 2 with a walk and a stolen base. Fastball works for strike 1. There are times when his fastball location is not certainly close to what he wants, but the slider gets him out of trouble. Each club has 7 hits and no errors tonight. That's a little low. 1-1. The Rays have left 6 men on base. The Astros have stranded 2. Bud Norris's win number 6 of the year on the line. He went to 7 innings, and then the Astros scored in the bottom of the 7th. Bouncer up the middle, and that will roll on through into center field for a 2-out single for Kelly Johnson. Hit number 8 for the Rays. Now we'll get a pinch hitter, Luke Scott.
Yeah, this is the man you want to get. Stay away from having to face that potential tying run.
Former Astro Luke Scott, 242, 5 homers, 28 runs batted in. This is his first trip back to Houston since the Astros traded him to Baltimore in December of 07. He played parts of 3 seasons here, 05, 06, 07. That was his first action in the majors. Hit a solo homer on Saturday off Justin Verlander in the 8th to tie the game 3-3. He's been banged up this year. There's strike 1 to Scott. Scott has 153 at bats, hitting 242, 5 homers, 28 runs batted in, and 3 for 7 as a pinch hitter. Talking the other day about how happy he is to be back here. It's a few years since he's been in this ballpark. 7.
Put together a nice career, 131 career dingers.
6 years since he's been here. He was on the DL with a right calf strain. Luke played at Oklahoma State. He was drafted by Cleveland in 01, traded to the Astros along with Willie Taveras for Jeremy Robertson early in the 04 season. Jeremy had won 15 games in 03 for the Astros. And this was a very good trade for the Astros, getting both Scott and Taveras. Jeremy didn't do a whole lot after that trade. Runner going, ground ball off the foot of Veras. He'll take it, and he'll toss to Carter to end the ball game. And the Astros win this one 4-1. They snap their 5-game losing streak, and they score some runs. They have to wait until the 7th inning for Carter's second long ball of the night. He drives in all 4 for the Astros. Wallace gets that winning run, that winning rally started with the 7th inning double, And 15 pitches for Veras get him to his 17th save. Final score, Houston 4 and Tampa Bay 1. And it's been a few days since they've formed this line. For congratulations. This is win number 31 of the year for the Astros. And the way the Rays had been pitching, it took that Carter breakthrough in the second inning to score for the first time after 22 straight innings without a run.
Nice to have the big guy swinging the bat. It makes all the difference in the world. But you also go back to the starting pitching. Bud Norris, a very solid night, but that's been the routine for Bud. And Jason Castro had what could have been a big hit. It wound up leading to that 3-run home run. But yeah, great starting pitching and some power, and that's pretty good formula for picking up W's.
Red Wallace lined out his first time up, then lined out and found a place for that double to land in the 7th inning to get it all started. Came out for the pinch runner Elmore, then Castro with a single, then Carter, his second home run of the night, and he's standing by with Julia right now. Julia.
Brownie just told me he was nervous for his interview. Didn't look nervous earlier, though. 2 home runs for you tonight. Big at bats, though, too. You saw a lot of pitches tonight. What was key in those at bats today?
What's that?
In your at bats, what was key in your at bats? You had good at bats today.
My first at bat, I went 0-2, so I was just trying to, just put the ball in play, and ended up hitting the homer. And then, the bat hit the homer in the second time. I was trying to get the ball in the air at the runner on third in a tie game situation. That's
why he's nervous, because he never knows what's coming his way in these interviews. For this club to come out of this offensive slump, how big was tonight for you guys?
I mean, it's good for us to bounce back after the last 2 games. Got beat pretty bad, didn't score any runs, and I think it's good for the team.
Good for you to hit some home runs here at home. I know your road home splits have been, you've talked about it, just a little different. What does it feel like to do something here at home?
I mean, I'm trying to think about it too much, but it feels good to actually hit the ball at home instead of on the road.
All right, thank you very much. Congratulations.
All right, thanks.
Brownie.
Thanks, Julia. Quite a ball game for the Astros. Their fans love this one with the late runs in the 7th inning to snap the 1-1 tie. Carter, the major factor offensively. Final score, Astros 4, Tampa Bay Rays 1.